Good morning everyone. Now we will see the operations of flip-flops using NAND gates. So we all know that the flip-flops are the storage elements. It can store a single bit of information. If Q is equal to 1, then Q bar become 1. So it is a single bit. It doesn't mean that Q and Q bar are 2 bits. So the Q is a single bit data. The complement of the Q will be a Q bar here. So it is a single bit storage element. So the difference between the latches and flip-flops are, the latches are level triggered storage elements and the flip-flops are edge triggered storage elements here. See this SR flip-flop, S is called as set input and R is called as reset input. Since we are having two inputs, as we all know that the four combination of inputs S and R may be either 0, 0, 0, 1 or 1, 0 or 1, 1. So in that case, you see the first case. So if S and R, both the inputs are 0, 0, we all know that the NAND gate property is if any one of the input is, if any one input is 0, then the output will be 1. So this is what important in the case of this flip-flop using NAND gates. So here both the inputs are 0, 0. So independent of this clock signal, here the clock signal is 1, but independent of the clock signal, here the outputs will be 1, 1 here. Now, if it is 1, we cannot predict the output of, assuming that the NAND gates are 1, 2 and 3 and 4. The output of 1 and 2 are 1, 1, but we cannot predict the output of 3 and 4 here. So it is depending on the previous output. Suppose if you are assuming the previous value is 0, so this 0 will be given here. So this 0 will be given here. Immediately, because of one input 0 for this NAND gate 4, the output become 1. So then this 1 will go here. So 1, 1, the output will become 0. So whatever the assumption of the previous value, this 0 is maintained here, this 1 is maintained here. Suppose if you are assuming this value as, the previous value as 1 and 0 here. So in that case, so if we are assuming this is 0 and this is 1, here since S and R values are 0, 0, here the output of this 1 and 2 gates are 1, 1. It is dependent on the previous output. If it is 0, then this 0 will be given here. Because of this 0, the output will be maintained as 1. So this 1 will come here, 1, 1, the output will be maintained as 0 here. So this is what the operation of SR flip-flop for the input 0, 0. So if it is 0, whatever the assumptions we made it, so Qn plus 1 and Qn plus 1 bar, that is equivalent to Qn and Qn bar. That is no change. It is maintaining it as a previous value, no change. Now, the second case, if it is 0, 1 here, since this one of the input is 0, immediately the output will become 1. So here 1, 1 here, it will be 0 here. If this is 0, then output will become 1, then 1 and 1, it will be 0. So if it is 0, 1, independent of the previous value, the output is maintained as 0, 1 here. Then next case is, if S is 1, R is 0, the clock is 1. So here, if this input is 0, output of the second NAND gate is 1 here. And then 1, 1, both the inputs are 1, 1, so it will be 0 here. If it is 0, independent of the previous value, here it will become 1. So this 1 will come here, 1, 1, dot will be 0 here. So if it is 1, 0, if the S is 1 and R is 0, the output is 1 and 0. Now the last case is, both the inputs are to be maintained as 1, 1. Both the inputs are 1, 1 here. If S and 1, both are 1, 1. So 1, 1, again 1, 1, both will be 0. If both are 0, as per the NAND gate policy, both the output will be, that is, both the NAND gates 3 and 4 are pulling the outputs to 1, but this is not possible in the case of flip-flop. Because if Q is equal to 0, Q bar is equal to 1. If Q is equal to 1, then the Q bar is equal to 0. But in the case of this fourth one, if it is 1, 1, both the inputs are 1, 1. The input for this 3 and 4 is, one of the input is 0, 0. Both the outputs are pulled into 1, 1. So this is not possible. So this case is called as forbidden state. Forbidden state or indeterminate state. Indeterminate state. So this is what the SR flip-flop. The same thing for, so we can modify the SR flip-flop into D flip-flop. The only thing what we have to do is, the input of S is inverted and we are giving it to R. So either the D value may be either 0 or the D value may be either 1. Now, if you see, if D is equal to 0, so that input will be 1. If it is 0, clock we are giving it as 1 1 here. If one of the input path, assuming the numbers of the NAND gates, here it is 1, here 2, third NAND gate and fourth NAND gate. So here, if one input of the NAND gate 1 is 0, so the output of the NAND gate 1 is 1 here. Here both the inputs are 1 1, so this will become 0. So if this is 0, so this, because of this input 0, the output of the NAND gate 4 will become 1. So this 1 will be given here. So this 1 will be given here. Both the inputs are 1 1. It makes the output to be 0 here. So if D is equal to 0, my Q is equal to 0. Now if D is 1, just opposite of it. Now if D is equal to 1, here it is 1, so through the inverter it will become 0. Here it is 1 1, so 0. Here it is 0, so it is 1. The second NAND gate output is 1. The first NAND gate output is 0 here. Since one of the input for the third NAND gate is 0, the output is pulled to 1 here. This 1 will be moved on to the input of this NAND gate. Here it is 1 1, so the output will become 0. So it is maintaining the output as Q is equal to 1. So this is D flip-flop. The small change between the SR and the D flip-flop is, in the SR flip-flop, the S input is inverted and we are giving it to R flip-flop. This is what the D flip-flop. If D is 0, then Q is equal to 0. If D is 1, then Q is equal to 1. Then, so if it is of JK, J and K, Qn plus 1 and Qn plus 1 bar. If it is 0, 0, now this is my J. If J is 0 and K is 0, and the clock signal, here it is 1. And also, if both the inputs are 0, 0, independent of the previous value, what will happen here? Since it is 0, one of the input is 0 for the AND gates 1 and 2, the output will become 1 and 1 here. And if it is 1, 1 for the third NAND gate and fourth NAND gate, so here we cannot predict the output. So since it is 1, 1, I cannot predict the output because it is dependent on the second input. Assuming that Q is equal to 0 and Q bar is equal to 1. So if Q is 0, so this 0 will be given here. So 0, since one of the input for the fourth NAND gate is 0, it will become 1. So this 1 will be given here. So this 1 will be given here. So 1, 1, so the output becomes 0. So if you are assuming this Q is equal to 0, the same thing is maintained. Suppose if you are assuming this Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0, then in that case, here the one input for this third and fourth NAND gate is 1, 1. So it is depending on the previous case. If it is 0, then this 0 will be given here and 1, 0, here it is 1. So this 1 will be given, 1, 1, it will become 0. So the same thing is maintained. So if it is 0, 0, it is dependent on the previous value, that is Qn, and Qn bar is maintained. And second case is, if it is 0, 1. If J is equal to 0, if J is 0 and K is equal to 1. So if J is 0, here the output will become 1. Independent of the feedback, since J is equal to 0, the output of NAND gate is 1 here. So here it is 1, 1. So here one more input is there. So we have to assume some value here. So here this is the feedback from Q. Assume Q is equal to 0. If Q is 0, this is 0 and this will become 1. So 1, 1, 0. If it is 1, 1, 0, again this will become 1. So if both the inputs for the 3 and 4 are 1, 1, here this 0 will come here, 1 and 0. So this will become 1. This 1 will go here, 1, 1, that will be 0 here. So if J is equal to 0, then my output will be 0, 1. In that case, if here I am assuming Q is equal to 0, so I am getting 0 here. Suppose if I am assuming Q is equal to 1. If it is 1, so this 1 will come here and this 0 will go here. If it is all the inputs are 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, then output will be 0 here. So this will be 0 and here it will be 1. If this is 0, it will make the output of this fourth NAND gate will become 1. So this 1 will go here, it will be 0. So 0, 1 is maintained here. Whatever the previous stored value, If it is 0, 1, the output will be 0 and this will be 1. The third case is j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0. Since this k value is equal to 0, that is for the second NAND gate, one input is 0, so the output of the second NAND gate is 1. But we cannot predict the output of the first NAND gate because 1, 1, it is depending on this value. If it is 0, it will become 1. If it is 1, it will become 0. So we have to assume the value. If you are assuming 0 and 1 here, then the Q bar will be given here. So it is 1. If all the inputs are 1, it will become 0. Here, it will become 1. Since one of the input for the third NAND gate is 0, it will make the output to be 1 and this 1 will come here. So 1, 1, the output will change to 0 here. So if j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0, if the previous value is 0 and 1, it is making the output to be 1 and 0. Suppose if you are assuming this 1 and 0, here if it is 1, 0, it will become 0, it will become 1. So here the output is, since k is equal to 0, here the output is 1. Here it is 0, so the output is 1 here. If it is 1, 1, if the inputs for the third NAND gate is 1 here, here also 1 here. So it is dependent on the previous value. We have assumed the previous value as 1 and 0 here. If this is 0, so this 0 will be given. Because of this 1, 0 input, it will become 1. So this 1 will be given here. 1, 1, the output will become 0. So it is maintained. So if it is 1, 0, the output will be maintained as 1, 0. Now the last one. So the drawback of SR flip-flop is if both the inputs are 1, 1, we have seen that the output of the third and fourth NAND gates, both the output of this third and fourth NAND gates are pulling towards 1. So it is not possible in the case of SR flip-flop. It is called as forbidden state. So that is the drawback of SR flip-flop. To overcome the SR flip-flop, we are moving on to the JK flip-flop. Now we will see what is happening in the case of JK. Now if k is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1 and we don't know the previous value, both are 1, k is 1 and j is 1. Now since you see in both the NAND gates 1 and 2, two inputs are 1, 1. So it is depending on, if any one of the input is 0, we can immediately set the output as 1. But it is both the NAND gates 1 and 2 are dependent on the feedback. Assume that if q is equal to 0. Assume that if q is 0 and q bar is 1. If q is 0, so this 0 will be given and this 1 will be given. So if it is 0, it will become 1. If all the three inputs are 1, so it will become 0 here. If it is 0, then it will change the output to 1. So this 1 will be given here. 1, 1, output will be changed to 0. So this is the next state. Now again, if you are giving the clock, the feedback will be changed here. So here it is 1. So this 1 will come here. Then this 0 will go here. So if all the three inputs are 1 here, then it will make the changes. The previously it is 1, it is changed to 0. 0, 1, 1. Previously the output of the first NAND gate is 0, but now it is changed to 1 because one input is 0 here. So here it is 1, here it is 0. Since one input of the fourth NAND gate is 0 here, it makes the output to be 1 here. So this 1 will go here. So 1, 1, so the output will become 0. So what is happening in the case of j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1? Whatever the assumption, previous value, if you are assuming the previous value as 0, 1, it is toggled to 1 and 0. If you assume the previous value is 1 and 0, it is toggled to 0 and 1. So my output is complemented here. So if it is 1, 1, if the previous value is qn, it is complemented qn bar and qn bar is complemented to qn. So this is what the JK flip-flop. But here we have one drawback here. So this is also called as, this is toggling. This case is called as toggling. And also we are saying it as race around condition. Because if I am giving the clock as a continuous one, if the level is maintained, then it will make the continuous changes in the output. 1 to 0, 0 to 1, it is continuously changing. Within a single level, the number of times the output will be changed. This condition is called as race around condition. To avoid this race around condition only, we are moving on to the case called master slave JK flip-flop, master slave. Then, here toggle flip-flop. So toggle flip-flop is Similar to this JK flip-flop, the only thing is here the difference between this JK and T flip-flop in the case of diagram, you see J is tied together with K, that's all. Here this is J, this is K. So whatever initially we have two options, either J may be 0 or 1 or 1 or 0. But in this case of T flip-flop, the T and that is J and K is equal to same, that is we are calling it as T flip-flop here. If JK is equal to 0, T is equal to 0. If JK is equal to 1, T is equal to 1. So by removing this, you see these two cases will not come in the case of T flip-flop. If T is equal to 0, that is if T is equal to 0, then there is no change. If T is equal to 1, then toggle has to be done. QN bar. That's all. This is the toggle flip-flop. So we can combine the SR flip-flop into D. We can convert the SR flip-flop into D flip-flop by just inverting the S bar to R and then JK flip-flop to T flip-flop just by combining the J and K as together. So it will become T flip-flop. So in between the cases will not come in the case of T flip-flop, only one input. So here it is T, only one input T is given, this is T. If T is 0, then no change in the output. If T is 1, then it has to be complemented. This is what the toggle flip-flop.